I've laid the locker caddy out and I put my pocket so that the fold of the pocket meets the top fold of the bottom pocket. And I put it so those match. Now, if I've got a one-way design, I've got to be really careful here, because if I would sew this line right now, you would see that the top pocket would be opposite or in the opposite direction of the one-way fabric. So I usually have it so that my folds match, and if I have a one-way fabric, the pattern is going in the same direction. So my packer's letter should be in the same direction. My packer's symbol is in the same direction. If I had a helmet showing, that's in the same direction. At this point, I then pin the pocket. I have a couple of pins here. I want to make sure I center it, and I pin the pocket onto the locker caddy. And I don't need a lot of pins on this, just a couple. And voila, I'm ready to sew. So I go to the machine. I'll just move over here a little bit. And zoom in so you can see it a little better. And I'm going to sew on this line. That's my gauge. Now remember, you've got a lot of extra fabric here, so you have to kind of work with that. Be careful of that as you're sewing. Pull out that first pin. And this thread here is a little long on this, so I'm just going to clip this one real quick. And I can see where my thread line is that I sewed. That's my line. I'm now going to use my sewing marking line. I'm going to go through about 3 stitches, back tack, 3 stitches, and I'm going to sew keeping on the line that's green that I sewed shut the pocket. So I'm going to keep sewing this, making sure that it's nice and neat. And so I'm going to sew all the way around, just on that line, and when I get to the end, I'm going to back tack. My next step after this is to do a good job of ironing, because again, ironing is important. So I lift up the presser foot lifter, pull out my fabric, and cut my threads.